Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something real, something we all go through. Those negative days, those tough moments, the times when life feels like it's throwing everything at you. But here's the thing, even in those moments, there's good waiting to shine through. Sometimes we don't see it right away, but it's there. So grab a cozy drink, settle in, and let's talk about finding the silver lining in life's storms. This is going to be a 40-minute journey, so let's make it meaningful. Life is messy, isn't it? We've all had days where everything seems to go wrong. Maybe you missed an important deadline, had a fight with a loved one, or just woke up feeling like the world is against you. I know I've been there, but what if I told you that those moments, the ones that feel like the end of the world, are often the start of something beautiful? Today, we're going to explore how the hardest days can lead to growth, strength, and unexpected blessings. Let's break this down into a few key ideas. First, let's be real. Negative days are tough, they're exhausting, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. I remember a time when I lost a job I loved. I was devastated. I felt like a failure, like I'd let everyone down. For weeks, I was stuck in this fog of self-doubt. But looking back, that loss pushed me to pursue something I was truly passionate about, this channel. At the time, I couldn't see it, but that negative moment was a turning point. The first step is to acknowledge the pain. Don't bottle it up or pretend everything's fine. Feel it, cry if you need to. Journal it out. Talk to someone you trust, because when we let ourselves process those emotions, we're clearing the way for clarity. Let me share a story from one of our viewers, Sarah, who sent me an email last week. Sarah went through a really tough breakup. She said she felt like her world was falling apart. But months later, she realized that breakup gave her the courage to move to a new city and chase her dream of becoming a photographer. That pain led her to a new chapter. So let's do a quick exercise. Grab a piece of paper or just think about this. What's a negative moment you've gone through recently? Maybe it's a small thing, like a bad day at work, or something bigger, like a loss or a setback. Write it down or hold it in your mind. We're going to come back to this later. Okay, let's talk about the lessons hidden in those tough moments. Every negative day, every challenge carries a lesson if we're willing to look for it. Think about a time you failed at something. Maybe you bombed a test or messed up a project. In the moment, it feels awful. But failure is one of the best teachers. It shows us what we need to improve, where we need to grow. I'll give you another example from my life. A few years ago, I tried to start a small business. I poured my heart into it, but it flopped. I lost money, time, and a lot of confidence, but that failure taught me resilience. It taught me how to manage my time better, how to research, and how to ask for help. Those lessons, they're why I'm here today talking to you. That flop wasn't the end. It was a stepping stone. Here's the thing. The lessons don't always show up right away. Sometimes it takes months, even years, to see what a tough moment taught you. But trust me, they're there. Let's go back to that negative moment you thought about earlier. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Maybe you learned patience, or how to stand up for yourself, or even just how to survive a really bad day. Jot down one lesson, even if it feels small. And here's a viewer story to inspire you. Mark, one of our subscribers, shared that he went through a really dark period after losing his mom. It was the hardest thing he'd ever faced. But through that grief, he discovered a passion for helping others. He started volunteering at a local hospice, and now He's training to become a counselor. That pain gave him purpose. Isn't that incredible? Now let's talk about the good that comes from those negative days, the blessings we don't see coming. Sometimes the worst moments lead to the best opportunities. I love hearing stories about this. Like, have you ever missed a bus and ended up meeting someone amazing? Or lost something only to find something better? One of my favorite examples is from a friend of mine, Lisa. She got rejected from her dream school. She was crushed. But because of that rejection, she ended up at a different college where she met her best friend and discovered a career path she never would have considered. That rejection wasn't a dead end. It was a detour to something better. Here's another viewer story. James wrote in about how he got laid off from a job he'd been at for 10 years. He was terrified about the future, but that layoff forced him to take a leap and start his own business. Now he's thriving, doing work he loves. He told me, if I hadn't been laid off, I never would have had the courage to try. That's the kind of good we're talking about, the kind that sneaks up on you at the... So, let's reflect again. Think about that negative moment you wrote down. Can you see any good that came from it? Maybe it's a new opportunity, a new perspective, or even just the fact that you're still here, stronger than before. If you can't see it yet, that's okay. Sometimes the good is still unfolding. All right, we've talked about acknowledging the struggle, finding the lessons, and spotting the blessings. But how do we keep going when life keeps throwing curveballs? The answer is resilience. Resilience isn't about never feeling down. It's about getting back up, even when it's hard. One way to build resilience is to practice gratitude. I know it sounds cheesy, but hear me out. Even on the worst days, there's something to be thankful for. Maybe it's a warm bed, a kind word from a friend, or just the fact that you made it through. I started keeping a gratitude journal a few years ago, and it's been a game changer. Every night I write down 3 things I'm grateful for, no matter how small. Another tip is to lean on your people, your friends, family, or even online communities like this one. You don't have to go through tough times alone. And finally, give yourself grace. You're not going to have it all figured out, and that's okay. You're human, and you're doing your best. Let's do one last exercise. Think about one thing you can do today to build your resilience. Maybe it's writing in a gratitude journal, reaching out to a friend, or just taking a walk to clear your head. Small steps add up. So, here's the big takeaway. Negative days are part of life, but they don't define it. They're the shadows that make the light shine brighter. Every tough moment is a chance to learn, to grow, and to find unexpected good. And even when you can't see it yet, trust that it's coming. I want to hear from you in the comments. What's a negative moment you've gone through that led to something good? Or if you're in the middle of a tough time, share it. We're here for you. Let's build this community of hope and resilience together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Until next time, keep looking for the good, even in the hard moments. You've got this. Super subscribe to comment and share.